Music education. Two words that house a great number of meanings, but yet many people don't really know what music education is or why it's important. When most people hear music education, they almost automatically think about someone standing on a podium in fancy clothes, waving a white stick around while the people in front of them make beautiful music. Yes, having your ensembles perform and conducting them is part of the job, but it is not the only thing that they do. This general misconception is mainly due to the fact that most people only see the finished product. In the finished product of a concert, for example, a music educator may just look like a person that waves a white stick. But before, after, and even during the finished product, music educators are much more than baton-waving robots. The general public is also suffering from lack of knowledge on why the process is more important than the finished product and how music education greatly contributes to the process. So let's explore this process, see how it truly manifests itself, and how the educator is a vital part in guiding the individual through this process. First, let's begin by actually giving a definition to this process I keep on mentioning. In the context of music education, a process isn't like a mechanical process, such as an assembly line, but it is rather a journey or experience that one is constantly engaged in throughout their entire life. The process of one becoming musically educated begins at the earliest stages of life and literally does not stop until death. Personally, I like to think of the process as it is explained in this quote by Eddie Van Halen. There are really three parts to the creative process. First there is inspiration, then there is the execution, and finally there is the release. Any one of these parts can happen to anybody at any stage during their musical experiences. So at the beginning of one's musical journey, exposure to all elements of music should happen in a way that it is appropriate for the individual to receive. Things such as music of the world, improvisation, theory, and all other related fields should be brought about sooner or later. More important than anything previously mentioned, creativity should be stressed as much as it can be. Also, they should be given the opportunity to participate in and experience both choral and instrumental music in a variety of settings. Exposure to all of these things will hopefully inspire the individual to develop an appreciation and passion for music. This is when the art of music education really takes form, and in the form of music educators nonetheless. The educator is there to take the individual's musical level to the next level, not just wave a baton at them. If educators just focused on the product like everybody else, there would be so many lessons that would go untaught, so many creative minds that would fall flat, and so many inspirational flames that would dim. A music educator should teach from love and enthusiasm and share this emotion among their students, overall producing a "we're all in this together" aura. What most people fail to see is that during this process, not only are individuals learning musical information and letting their creative minds flourish, they are learning life lessons through the medium of music. For example, if you constantly remind your students to prepare their respective parts, eventually they will take up the initiative to keep the same level of preparation in other aspects of life. Then there is always my favorite saying, to be early is to be on time is to be late, and if you're late, you might as well not show up at all. That's a favorite to use for rehearsals. It is through both the aesthetic experience and life skills music promotes that this process fully becomes full circle. Music education is for everyone and is vital to the world. My name is Trent Siebert, and I approve this message.